Hey guys, it's Andy from MagooInvesting. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to be talking about more Robinhood top stocks, and today's topic is going to be on Sirius XM, ticker symbol SIRI. And so yesterday we talked about Square, and if you missed that video, I'll throw that up in the top right now. And I've also made a playlist of all the companies that I've talked about so far. We're almost 2 weeks in, so we're almost at 10 stocks broken down at this point, and I'm kind of loving it because at this point I don't really have any active positions. I have sold my Tesla position and I've sold my natural gas position. And so the only thing I've got left is my 3 times weighted ETF that follows the S&P or follows the NASDAQ. And so I'll probably be in that for a long time. And then I've got a little bit of money sitting in Bitcoin that's kind of been going down a lot recently. But that's a long-term play. I'm probably going to be holding that for 2 or 3 years. So I'm not really worried about the intraday movement. So I have a lot of cash sitting on hand. So this series is a great way for me to kind of do my own research and also be able to make videos about it at the same time. Before we go any further, I've got to say that I'm not a financial advisor, so I'd highly recommend going and talking to a professional before making any important decisions on where to put your money in investments. So today we're going to be talking about Sirius XM, and when I saw this on the Robinhood top stocks with almost, I think, slightly above 50,000 people owning the company, my first thought was I didn't really think that Sirius XM was still a thing. I didn't realize that people still actively listen to radio, so I was kind of surprised when I looked at the charts, and I kind of expected it to be down like 75% from its all-time highs, but I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that it's kind of been steadily going up over the years. So good on the company for that. But in today's video, we're going to be doing some technical analysis. Obviously, I don't look at fundamentals. I don't like holding companies for that long, but we're going to be talking about what I see on the charts as a potential short and long-term play for myself going forward. And then we're going to hop on over the computer even further and look at what the analysts say. So I'm not the only person you're listening to. We can talk about what Yahoo sees, what CNN Money sees, just kind of some potential plays, because I'm more of a short-term investor. But I know that there are people out there that are trying to hold for a year, 2 years, even further. So gotta kind of hit all of those people's needs for these videos. And with that being said, let's head on over to the computer and let's talk about Sirius XM, ticker symbol SIRI. All right, so back on Robinhood to look at the Robinhood top stocks. We've talked about some stocks on this list already: Starbucks, Groupon, Square, and today we're talking about Sirius XM, ticker symbol SIRI. Currently sitting at around $6.50. 55,000 people owning the stock with a 56% buy rating. So when we click on it, let's see, up 1% on the day, even on the week, up just a little bit in the month. 3 month is all right. 1 year is up 7%, and then up 100% in 5 years. Let's see if we've got earnings coming up. Yes, earnings at the end of the month. So let's go head on over to TD Ameritrade and we'll see what we see. And so the first thing I like to do is I'm already on that. Let's go back and see the track record that it's had. And so going back to 2010, it was at 56 cents. And now since then, it is up to $6.50. So that's pretty impressive. It did have highs of 770. It came down. Looks like it set up a nice support right here. So we'll draw that in. Bounced off of there. You could also call this a support and resistance there. And then let's see if we can find anything up here that we can use. Let's zoom in a little bit. I had this. I don't really love that. We'll call that. So it's kind of hanging around this resistance. And so that would be the thing I'd look for, is the break above this. It's faked out once, so I'm going to set an alert above it for in case it can get a new recent high. And so everything looks nice on the fact that the indicators have a golden cross, which I like. It's been pushing up since its lows here. It had a nice move up, pull back, up, pull back. Everything that we like here. The thing we need is a higher high here to probably jump on this trade. And then let's see, how far is it from its all-time high right now. Let's draw that from here, and it is, didn't like that for some reason. 15%. So that's a pretty good margin. So I like that. And so this is kind of similar to the a couple trades that we've talked about this week, where I'd be looking for it to push above, come back, retest, and then go back up. And so recently it's done that. Could have been faked out here. It came back down. It looks like it's trying it again. And so if it pushes above here and gets a new high above 650, that might be a good sign for a long-term play on it. Earnings coming up kind of worries me, but the track record of earnings, I don't see any very large candles being pushed down from poor earnings, so I'm not as worried about that as I was about Square. Looks like this drop here, not because of earnings, so that makes me a little more confident going in. And overall, the track record seems good. There's a lot to like about the stock. As I said, just needs to push above this previous high, and I wouldn't be that upset taking this long. So overall, the things I'd be looking for: break above 650, retest, take position there inside this zone, and then wait for it to push up. And if it breaks below that, I would cut losses, because it could be heading down to 575, could be going all the way down here. What I like doing with a lot of these companies where they've kind of got some support and resistance all over the place is I'll set a couple alerts, just so a couple months from now, if say it's fallen, I'll get an alert about this stock and I can take a look at it again based off of the research that I just did. So these look like pretty decent zones. So if it comes down and retests any of these, they're all future potential plays. So that's why I like kind of charting out every stock, even though maybe I don't see any potential for it right now. You never know, a couple months from now, if you get an alert, you could be just kind of keyed into a very nice potential trade a couple months down the line. So with that being said, let's hop on over and see what the analysts have to say for Sirius XM. So the price forecast, up 24% for the high and down 22%. So kind of surprised on this one. I thought that the track record of Sirius XM would make it so that it would have a better lower range on the price forecast. But they're saying that it's pretty much a crapshoot at this point. It could go up, could go down. And so I don't love that for a long-term play. Let's head on over to Yahoo Finance, and it has it as bullish for short, medium, and long term. So I kind of agree with that one a little bit more than CNN, in my opinion. And it has near fair value, which I'm pretty sure everything that we've seen has been not a great deal. So I'm kind of surprised to see that, considering based off of this, it's pretty close to its 52-week range. Even though I don't like that then. Sirius XM on here, it has its 52-week range as being 651, $7 right here. Okay, just kidding. That was more than a year ago. My mistake. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Okay, so that's better. Yeah, so it is sitting around its 52-week high. So that's kind of a negative against it. But pushes above this, I could see it moving up to that all-time high. So overall, I kind of like Sirius XM a little bit. I don't love it for a super long-term play, but based off of the potential trade that I talked about, I could see myself taking a position in that going forward. Just going to have to wait for some alerts to go off. And one of the great things about swing trading is I don't have to sit here all day and go to the 1-minute chart and just kind of watch it all day, just kind of move up and down. I can go about my day, do everything I need to do, and when I get the alert, I can hop onto my computer or my phone and make a decision from there. So that's what I'd be looking for with Sirius XM, ticker symbol SIRI. So overall, Sirius XM looks pretty decent to me. There's nothing in there that makes me super worried. The financial analysts have it kind of as a wide range for its price forecast, which was kind of surprising considering the track record that it's had. One of the things that I'd be worried about taking position in the upcoming week is that it does report earnings on the 31st of October. And I've talked about this a lot. I do not mess with earnings. I've been burned too many times by sitting in earnings. It feels like it's a flip of the coin, but in my experience, I feel like I'm like 0-10 with the earnings going my way. So I've kind of gotten out of the way of that. That's mainly the reason why I sold Tesla yesterday before the earnings hit. And yeah, with earnings coming up on SiriusXM, I don't know the company well enough to be confident to stay in that position if I got in. But on the charts, I really enjoy the potential margin that you could be making for profit. From right now to the all-time high, you have around 16%. And I really like the support and resistance lines that have been set up on the charts. In addition, I think that the golden cross for the 50 and 200 moving average is a pretty good indicator that maybe the stock will be going up in the future. This looks like a good indication for future success, but you really have no idea until after those earnings come out. So if I was going to be taking a position, I would be waiting to make sure that we can get a higher high in the upcoming days. Earnings don't push it too far down, and then I'd be looking to potentially take a position. It's one of those companies where I'm not really sure if its high popularity on Robinhood is because maybe it's one of those free stocks because it's sitting at under $10. I know that Robinhood likes giving away the cheaper stocks instead of the really expensive one that it teases, like, oh, you have a 1 in 20%, or you have a 1 in 20 chance of getting Apple. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna get $200. Yeah, probably not. I've gotten Groupon. I know a lot of people have gotten Chesapeake Energy and GoPro, and I think that maybe Sirius XM is another one of those stocks that they give out because it's on the lower end of the price range. So overall, Sirius XM looks pretty decent on the charts. Maybe not something I would hold for the long term, but for a medium term swing trade, I kind of like the idea that it has right there. As long as it breaks above where it currently is, earnings are fine, I might be taking position in this going forward. So I will be adding it to my watch list, and I'll be waiting for the end of the month to see how earnings go, and then I'll make a decision from there. Also, it's got a little bit of a dividend, which probably wouldn't be enough to sway me to taking a position, but it's just something to talk about. From just looking at the charts, it looks like it's only 1 cent per share, so it's really nothing to brag about. No AT&T, nothing like that. But you know, a dividend's a dividend, and some people are really into dividend investing. Overall, it's not really for me. I like the swing trades more than dividends, but it'll be something I'll be exploring in the future. So let me know what you think about Sirius XM as a stock, ticker symbol SIRI. I do like the shorter term potential of it. Long term, I'm not too confident about it. After seeing what the analysts say about having a really wide price forecast range, kind of scares me a little bit. But for a short or medium term swing trade, I like the prospects that it gives. And if there's any companies or ideas you'd like me to go over about the stock market, financial planning, anything like that, please leave it in the comment section down below because I'd love to go over it. And I'll see you back here tomorrow on Friday as we talk about the last Robinhood top stock of the week. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.